An ongoing investigation involving Buffalo Bills star LeSean McCoy. First reported by the ESPN today, the mother of McCoy's son has filed an affidavit that supports a lawsuit against McCoy. That lawsuit was filed by another woman, his ex-girlfriend, a few months ago after she was allegedly attacked in the home they shared outside of Atlanta. In the court papers today, the woman calls McCoy a monster and claims McCoy's son would cry whenever he had to spend time with his dad. McCoy has since responded, saying the allegations made against me today are provably false, outrageously inaccurate, and offensive. McCoy goes on to say he can see why these false allegations are surfacing as he has a custody case coming up in November.
A Cheektowaga Town council member has been ordered by a judge to leave his office months ahead of his sentencing for a probation violation. Earlier this month, Councilman James Rogowski pleaded guilty to charges against him in a domestic case. According to New York state law, a public office becomes vacant when the person who holds that office is convicted of a crime. We've reached out to Rogowski's office for a comment. We are still waiting to hear back. A group of Catholic protesters made their voices heard outside of the church where the annual Red Mass was held today here in Buffalo. The Red Mass, held at St. Joseph's Cathedral, is done every year for local lawyers and judges, and it is normally delivered by Buffalo Bishop Richard Malone. However, he was not there today. The protesters called for the bishop's resignation amid the ongoing sexual abuse crisis within the Catholic Church here.
Kaleida Health is taking legal action against the Buffalo School District. Kaleida is filing a lawsuit after the district ended its 13-year nursing contract with the healthcare company back in June. The district says Kaleida's bid was delivered late, which was a violation. Kaleida wants the district to reconsider. The Buffalo School District says it is confident in its decision and is happy with its new nurses. A court appearance is scheduled for late October. New York State is changing its mind when it comes to state standardized tests. The Education Department will not be penalizing districts that see a high number of opt-outs. 7 Eyewitness News education reporter Josh Bazan is on the story.
The New York State Education Department is setting regulations for federal funding through the Every Student Succeeds Act. Originally, the plan was to require schools who have a high number of students opting out of state tests to spend some money to get more students to take those tests, drawing money away from other areas of need.
We were very frustrated because we felt as though we were taking steps forward and this was a major step backwards.
State education is now dropping that recommendation to essentially punish schools that have high rates of students opting out. This after the state teachers union and parents spoke out against the original move. State education got about 1,900 public comments, most of which were about student participation in standardized tests. Joe Cantafio teaches in West Seneca, one district that has seen very high rates of students opting out.
Well, I'm happy to see that the state listened. You know, so many people gave honest evaluations during the open comment period.
A step in the right direction, according to New York State United Teachers, but not an end to their push for bigger changes to the state testing system as a whole.
I mean, we're going to continue to fight until we have true assessments that are what's in the best interest of our students, that they are timely, that they are accurate.
In Buffalo, Josh Bazan, 7 Eyewitness News.
All right, are you ready? Because once again, it is hockey night in Buffalo. The Sabres are in action tonight here at the KeyBank Center. It's their first preseason game here at home, and the first chance for many fans to see all these new faces on the team, including first-round overall pick Rasmus Dahlin. 7 Eyewitness News sports reporter Matt Bove here now with a look at what the fans can expect on the ice.
Well, Keith, they can expect a fun Sabres team to watch. It's been a while since we've been able to say that, but like you mentioned, the headliner tonight is Rasmus Dahlin, who really we've been talking about here in Western New York for months. And during that time, he has done nothing but add to the hype with his bone-crushing hits and his highlight reel goals. And while it is still very early, it's looking like the team around Dahlin has improved both on and off the ice.
Yes, I think our attitude is in a great direction right now. Listen, we can't take anything for granted. You know, we're going to have to earn everything. We're going to have to earn the respect, around the league, and that comes through work ethic. And you know, we've talked about trying to be one of the best conditioned teams in the league, and that's part of our identity.
If you're heading down to KeyBank Center, Dahlin won't be the only new face. Jeff Skinner and Carter Hutton are also expected in the lineup tonight, along with some of the bigger name guys from last year like Jack Eichel and Casey Middlestat. So yes, there are plenty of reasons to be excited if you're a Sabres fan, but unfortunately the injury bug has already reared its ugly head, and sports will tell you what players are in danger of missing the start of the season. In the studio, Matt Beauvais, 7 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Matt. 7 Eyewitness News is helping families make ends meet with free tax help available to some Western New Yorkers. Even though it is not tax season, there are issues people should not ignore, especially if they owe money or haven't filed yet. 7 Eyewitness News reporter Ed Riley shows us what you can do if you have problems and cannot afford to hire someone to help.
You know, I worried, sleepless nights, staying up worrying, how am I going to pay this? How am I ever going to pay this?
Dealing with the IRS can be overwhelming, especially if you owe money and cannot afford to hire a lawyer to help. Della Miller from Buffalo knows what it's like. The low-income senior used a free service to do her taxes 5 years ago, but the service made a critical mistake by filing the wrong form, and Della got a big bill from the Internal Revenue Service.
About $7,000 or $8,000.
Wow. Were you shocked?
Shocked. I was more than shocked.
Getting the mistake corrected proved to be very difficult, and the disabled woman was forced to make monthly payments.
I cut back on a lot of different things, you know, medicine.
After years of making payments, Della was eventually referred to the Erie County Bar Association's Volunteer Lawyers Project, which has attorneys on staff who are dedicated to helping low-income individuals with tax problems.
I actually broke down crying because I was at wit's end.
They don't realize that there is an outlet. They don't realize that these other programs exist.
The Low-Income Taxpayer Clinic handles about 55 new cases every year, and it warns people to not put off dealing with the IRS.
That you should reach out, and we're more than happy to provide, if not representation, at least some advice on how to handle the issue.
For Della, the volunteer lawyers were able to straighten things out and prove she did not owe the taxes.
The Internal Revenue had refunded my money plus interest.
And what began as a huge tax bill turned into money in her pocket, money Della badly needed to make ends meet and buy new medical equipment.
I can't say enough of how thankful I am.
The Volunteer Lawyers Project does more than just tax problems. It also helps low-income individuals who might be dealing with things like foreclosure or even divorce. In Buffalo, Ed Riley, 7 Eyewitness News.